I was playing the game, and I was not fully on Nintendo's side of, yeah, you're really just stealing our shit. When I saw, until I saw grown-ass Blossom. That pal is literally just Blossom, but as like a grown woman. And I don't understand what they were thinking with that. Welcome back to another episode of Just What We Needed, another podcast. Obviously, I am not in my office space because the past 2 weeks have just been so busy. I haven't had time to set my camera back up. I was doing grad shoots, and I've just been that lazy and tired to where I just have not felt like setting that camera back up. And I also don't want to go back to doing the audio versions of this because it would make more sense if I had, a Spotify to upload this to, but I don't. So, and it just feels a little less, not interactive, but just less interesting. I feel like it's just more engaging to do a video. And I tried to do this yesterday on my lunch, but I was in the car, my phone overheated. 15 minutes into what I think I was going on for 30. So here we are starting fresh, and we're gonna try to get through this because again, it's gonna be another long ass day. And I know for a fact I'm not gonna put my camera back up because I have been addicted to Palworld. Alright? After my long ass week the other week and some other things going on in my life, my friend Shay, we were talking. She's just like, when I told her I was done for the week, finally done, she said, go do something that makes you happy, right? And I was like, you know what? You're right, I should. But to do what? I didn't know what to do, so I finally bit the bullet because Palworld has been on my wish list on Steam and on PlayStation for the longest time, right? So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. That and Gundam, which I'll get into in a little bit. So I finally bought Palworld. For one, like I said, the game is addicting. They really tricked me into playing a base builder. I've never been interested in base builders because it always seemed very tedious. Like having to gather sticks so you can make a bonfire, so you can make, some food, so you can feed your da-da-da. Like that always seemed very tedious to me. In gaming, like I play games to relax and not to think more. But the pals really made me want to like gather and build. Like it's very interesting seeing the pals coming together and getting hungry and getting depressed over work. What are you depressed for? You got your buddies here. You got berries. Like that's the only thing that I make is berries. I don't feel the point in making like meat for them because I need that shit. Alright, and they're just gonna eat it all. So I just find that shit in the wild. But on the other hand, I know we like to harp on Nintendo about, just how scummy they can be, with the new Mario Kart coming out being $80 and them being like, oh, we have to justify this because it's such a vast experience. Look, y'all, Burnout Paradise did the whole open world racing over 10 years ago, so that ain't nothing new. The whole experience, like that shit ain't nothing new. Let's be real. Nintendo, you're bugging. And then when people in the FGC try to throw Smash Brothers Melee tournaments, and Nintendo comes in and be like, nope, we need you to play our new game. Out with the old, in with the new. We're gonna take all this down. What is it? Not a DMCA, but all that shit, it needs to go. Melee's not the major. Ultimate is the major. We give Nintendo a lot of shit. But when it comes to this lawsuit of like their IPs, I'm not gonna lie, they have a little bit of leeway with me there. Because of course everyone saw the Electabuzz knockoff from Palworld's trailers. It's on the box art, it's in the trailers. It's one of the first bosses in the game, I think. One of the first major bosses of like the enemy group, which I'm gonna get into that. everyone saw that shit, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's a little too much alike. I get it, I understand, but I still don't think they should be suing this little ass company just because of that. And then there's a couple others, like one of them looked like, it's not Dratini, it's the little baby one that looks like it has, I forgot what it's called, maybe it is Dratini. However, like, to the main point, I was playing the game, and I was not fully on Nintendo's side of, yeah, you're really just stealing our shit, when I saw, until I saw grown-ass Blossom. That pal is literally just Blossom, but as, like, a grown woman. And I don't understand what they were thinking with that. And I get it. It's like there's something, what's it called? Anubis is supposed to be like their Lucario. Alright, cool. I see the comparisons. I absolutely don't think that I don't. I absolutely see the comparisons. But that grown-ass Blossom, that takes the cake. Nintendo should absolutely make that lawsuit. Because I would. Like, you're not just gonna get away with, like, that blatant, like, disrespect and ripping off my product. I don't care if it's from years ago. You're not gonna do that shit and pretend like it's like they already have to change the spheres to something else. They haven't updated the game just yet. Maybe they have on PC, but definitely not on console. But that right there is funny. And I was explaining the other day to my coworker, I was just like, you know, even from the trailer, just like you're supposed to be stopping, you know, the bad guys from putting them in assembly lines and making them work against their will. But you kind of do the same things, which is, I don't know. Like, you literally unlock assembly lines and a bunch of other stuff that can make them depressed. If you're playing on normal mode like me, like this is my first time doing base building and all that, then they're just gonna be depressed forever. Whenever I see a pal is depressed, I just put them back in the pal box and just get someone else to work until I can make some medicine or something. And medicine takes a good minute to make. But not only did I buy Palworld, I also bought Gundam vs. Extreme. I don't know why I did that, because even the first Gundam vs. I was really shit at playing online. Like, that was just bodyman on bodyman. Like, it was no fun. And now this one's 2-on-2, so now there's even a less likelihood of people being online, you know. Now you just tripled your weight almost. You've almost tripled your weight for a match online. But the combos are cool in that game. There's so many Gundams, and I'm trying to get into the Gundam anime. The problem with me and Gundam is that I have a very small attention span, so when it comes to the plots of certain shows, I just can't get with it. Any show, which is almost all of them, that has to deal with, like, any type of military focus, I can't get with. I get confused as to who is who. Like, I had to look up which Gundam to try to start with. Obviously, the original, couldn't do it. It was just too old for me. It wasn't in me. I couldn't finish I got maybe 2 episodes in of the first Gundam. I was just like, no, I'm bored. And I was told, I saw some reviews that there is a movie of the first Gundam, or at least like a shorter show, and I can watch that if the animation is a problem, right? So I'm going to do that at some point. But the first Gundam show, let's say this. The first Gundam show I tried to watch was it Iron-Blooded Orphans? Same thing, too much military shit, and when they come over and they got the kid fighting, I mean, he's cool. He's the cool main character. I'll say this, he's the coolest main character of the 3 shows that I watched, with the other one that I first watched in full being Witch from Mercury, right? So Witch from Mercury, I'm gonna compare Witch from Mercury to the current run that is GQUUUX. Witch from Mercury, I like it. I like the animation. I like the art style. Don't really like the characters. I watched 2 full seasons of Witch from Mercury, and I only know Soletta's name and Miss Miuri's name. That's it. That's it. I don't know anyone else's name. I don't know anyone else's Gundam, what they pilot. it's just, I can't get with it because I'm not into teen dramas. I'm not into kid dramas or teen dramas. The only other show that I liked that had to deal with mechs and kids was Darling in the Franxx. That's it. And even that had a really shit ending, but I watched that in its entirety. Loved that show because it had like adult themes. Not to say which from Mercury didn't either, but it was just too much kid drama. And I'm just not a fan of that. The only, when it comes to mechs and war, like in the military, the only show that I've liked that had both was Code Geass. And I think that's only because it had that third element of the Geass power for me to look into and see how he uses that. And the sides were relatively simple to keep track of. For me, I don't know what it is about Gundam, but it's just, it feels like there's too much going on when it comes to whatever war is going on. And I don't want to watch the shorter Gundams just because, I forgot what it's called. But the ones where it's just like the Gunpla or Gundam Build and Gundam Build Divers, I don't want to watch that one because I have a weird, I want to find something that has like serious undertones and a serious theme or plot, but I also am very tired of like the military thing. It's not for me. So with that being said, I watched Witch from Mercury. I thought it was okay. I remember I genuinely got concerned when we went like 3 episodes without a Gundam fight. I was just like, yo, I need something, give me something. I'm about to drop this, give me something. But I'm watching GQUUUX, and currently I like the art style better. I like the characters better because it's simplified to where the main focus is underground Gundam fights, which is something hilarious to me because almost it seems like every Gundam show makes a big deal out of the titular mobile suit Gundam. Every show makes a big deal out of it. Which for Mercury was just like, oh yeah, we got this Gundams. Gundams are banned. They take the life force from the users and blah blah blah. We can't have this. It's dangerous. No more Gundams. They're extinct. And this letter shows up with hers. They're like, where the fuck did this Gundam come from? And all this and all that. But it's like everyone has one. Every faction has a Gundam lying around somewhere. I don't know. It's just, I don't know what to think about that. It's funny. But back to GQUUUX. GQUUUX, for those who don't know, no spoilers, is an alternate universe version of the very first show where the main Gundam falls into the enemy's hands. So that's what kicks off the entire thing. So I'm trying to get into that, and unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't get into the first show. So I know I'm probably missing references and key plot points and moments that would hit someone else a lot harder, which is unfortunate for me. So I'm trying my best, but I do like the animation better. My only issue with the show really is that, okay, I have 2 issues. One being that I think that the Gundams are 3D models in this show, which makes the fights a little less fluid and harder to watch at some points, because the first couple fights take place in the same space, literally the same space, where it's like just all black all around. And I feel with the hand animation, it's easier to do it where you put them in different locations, you know? Again, it's just hard to watch sometimes and understand what's going on. My second problem is, as I said before, I do not like teen drama, and both of the girls who are the main characters in this show they have this love triangle going on with this one boy who pilots the original Gundam, but he's the least interesting character I have seen in any anime shows so far, you know? He's like, his entire personality, again, they're all kids, but his entire personality is, what? That's cool. It's so hot today. Really? I'm a little hungry he's just spaced out all the time, and that's not a good character for me. He doesn't do anything. He has a link with the original Gundam to where he can hear it speak, and it's interesting on the surface, but when we don't understand why, and it's like there's not even any conversations. Like even Soletta in Wish from Mercury, she had a connection with her Gundam, and it was revealed later as to why, which was dope. But even the way she connected to it seemed a bit more sincere. She would always call Ariel her family, and was like, we don't understand why, but you can see they did have a bond. But this kid is just like, yeah, the Gundam says, let's go. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Like, nothing would have changed about their dynamic if he didn't have any lines with the Gundam trying to say what the Gundam was speaking. He's the most least interesting character I've seen in the 2 shows so far. And again, I went 2 seasons without knowing anyone else's name but the main characters in the first show. So that says something. So that's just that. But I also want to go on about how with my new work schedule, I have more time on my hands, and I got my digital marketing and e-commerce certificate from Google, right? So clap it up. Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you. I got that, and I will say that being able to add that to my resume, very anticlimactic. I thought my PC was gonna shoot fireworks and a whole bunch of other stuff as soon as I did it, and my computer would say thank you, good job for all your hard work. But no, it was just certifications, digital marketing and e-commerce, Google 2025. That was it. But I am going to add that to my email signature. I absolutely am. So I'm thinking about, for one, getting my old job back as a social media marketer after my trips I have coming up, because I'm going to Florida at some point next month to visit my friend, my bread chicken. That's my baby. I'm gonna go visit her in Florida. I haven't visited bread chicken in over 7 years, so that's gonna be nice. And then I have my trip to Evo. I haven't been to Evo since 2016, which was just a high school graduation gift. Didn't really get to do too much because I was a little low on funds, and I didn't go with the group or anything. But this year, I had people going with me. I have my PTO lined up for Evo. I'm gonna get there early. Rooms booked, games are covered, and the funds have been saved, right? The funds have been saved so I can go into Evo and just spend how I want to. Not only that, no matter what fighting game tournament I go to, unless it's my locals in my city, Iron Fist Monthly, Greensboro, North Carolina, check it out every second Saturday of every month. Unless it's something like that, any major I go to, I'm gonna get bored and want to leave at some point. And the thing about this Evo is that it's Vegas. I'm gonna have me a motherfucking time in Vegas, right? First day there, I'm getting a bottle for my room, and I still don't know if I want to bring the PlayStation or not, but I'm bringing a bottle. And people who I'm meeting up with, I know Teely's going. I don't know who else is going, but it's definitely going to be a time. I'm gonna meet up with somebody there. I don't care who, because it's Vegas. I think Adonis is going. I haven't asked. I really need to ask him. I was literally just talking to him the other day and forgot to ask. But that's it. I'm thinking about getting my old job back after these. Not quitting my current one that I'm driving to, but with more time on my hands, I have Saturday through Tuesday off now. And that job, they only wanted me for like the 3-4 hours I was there, which was fine at first because that's what we agreed upon with the first job I had when I got that job. It's like I would get off at 2 in the afternoon, go straight there, be done with everything by 6, and keep it pushing. But now I have all day, now that I have my certificate and I still have the time on my hands. Say if I go in at 9 a.m., that's 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm off at 1. Right? I'm off at 1. I still have the rest of the day to do whatever. So I'm gonna try doing that to get a little extra dough, a little extra scratch, you know, so I can start actually saving again, because I can't save with the current job, and I'm tired of trying to throw my money in parlays, because every time I follow Harry, I will see Harry is just one of the betters on Twitter. Every time I tell Harry, I be seeing him on like, yo, we 3 parlays in, you know, end of the season, 3 parlays, we looking good. I tell him, and then all of a sudden, yeah, it's been a rough week. Damn, 5 missed parlays in a row. I need a break, guys. I'm sorry. So I think it's me. So I'm trying not to do that anymore, but this car is not going to pay itself off, and I can't do this another 5-6 years. I can't. But that's all I wanted to share. I had to get this out because I will not be setting up the camera later. I don't feel like it. I just can't. So I had to get this off, and hopefully everything turns out right when I edit this. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Probably won't do this in the car anymore. Definitely won't be doing it sitting in the car like on lunch, because again, my phone overheated. So with that being said, appreciate y'all for watching. Like, subscribe for more senseless nigga babble. Nah, this ain't that type of podcast. It almost was for one episode. Well, almost. But yes, appreciate it. And yeah, comment.